The Pope's Exorcist. Inspired by the actual files of Father Gabriel Amort, chief exorcist of the Vatican, the film follows Amort as he investigates a young boy's terrifying possession and ends up uncovering a centuries-old conspiracy the Vatican has desperately tried to keep hidden. This supernatural horror film, recently released on April 7th, 2023, is directed by Julius Avery and features Russell Crowe in the lead role of Father Gabriel Amort, Franco Nero as the Pope, Daniel Sobarro as Father Esquivel, Peter de Sousa Feihani as Henry, the possessed child, among other good actors. The story is inspired by Father Amort's memoirs, which are two, called An Exorcist Tells His Story and An Exorcist, More Stories. For us, the story in the movie is not very original, as it's very similar to other productions that explore the same theme, and the truth is that it does not bring anything new to this genre of productions, since the director and the producers use the same elements of production already seen in previous films, that is, the same formula to present the plot and story in this new movie. The only things we find original are the elements of the story, such as the events that occurred, the role of the Pope, the Vatican, and the character of Father Amort, among others, which are interesting and intriguing, elements that, according to the producers, are inspired by the memoirs of Father Amort, but as we have read, this aspect is somewhat debatable and exaggerated, since many of the things shown are fictitious. Even so, we found the story interesting, dramatic, exciting, shocking, grotesque, and somewhat creepy in parts, but the truth is that it's not that scary. To be honest, the level of this element, that is the fear factor or terror, that we expected to see and feel is lacking in this production. We were more scared when we watched the 1973 movie The Exorcist. So, in our opinion, the horror in this production is somewhat disappointing, and this makes one, as a viewer, feel that he or she is rather watching a thriller and mystery film about Satanism, or even a science fiction one, because of the exaggerated use of special effects. On the other hand, the excessive use of the same special effects seen in similar films ends up detracting from the credibility of this production, since in many parts its use is unnecessary or even ridiculous. Thus, this production has parts that we find to be unnecessary, ridiculous, exaggerated, and difficult to believe, even for this genre of productions that somewhat spoil the film. We sincerely believe they could have made a better movie. As for the production elements, such as the cinematography, makeup, set designs, costumes, sound, and special effects, these are all good. The performances of the entire cast are decent and even good, highlighting that of Russell Crowe and of the child actor for being convincing. In short, the film has its shortcomings, but in the end, it entertains you by keeping your interest until the end, and that's what matters. We consider that this film is more than average, therefore good to watch, but is far from being very good or excellent, and that is why we give it a score of 3 stars out of 5. In our opinion, The Exorcist of 1973, with fewer special effects and with a more honest, realistic, simple, and direct way of presenting the story, is by far the best film of this genre, and it's scarier than this production and others of previous years. If you have not watched The Exorcist, we recommend that you do so. It's a better movie. Finally, we will tell you without giving out any spoilers that the end of this film leaves you with a clear impression that there will be more than certain one or more sequels about the experiences of Father Gabriel Amort as the exorcist of the Pope. We'll have to wait and see what the producers decide to do. Until next time,